Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Jake. Hope you've been living life on the edge. We are back with yet another video, and today's video is exciting as every video is, but we're picking up the Shelby GT500. It is done with all the mods and goodies that I got for it, and these were recommended by Brock at Premier Performance, which, let me tell you, if you need anything done to any of your performance cars, any vehicles in general, he can get you taken care of. Now, ideally what I was looking for is to be close to 1,000 on E85, somewhere around there, but not over the top, ridiculous, you know, out of control or anything like that. But I also wanted to have consistent horsepower without any heat soak issues. The problem that I was running into with the 840 tune, and this is to no fault of Premier, but just because of the GT500s, is they have a lot of heat soaking issues. So I'd have 840 wheel on 91 for 3-4 passes, and then I'd lose quite a bit of horsepower after that. So reached out to Brock, I said, hey, I want this power consistently. I also want to bump it up just a little bit more and just kind of see where it goes from there. So we have an E85 tune now, a little bump to the 91. We added new fuel rails, new injectors, new intercoolers, better cooling, air ducting, all that stuff. We also added the carbon fiber track pack springs, which I'm super excited about. It will definitely help stiffen the chassis, so on the track it feels a lot better. Won't necessarily tuck the wheels in aesthetically, maybe, we'll see, but I don't think it will. And of course, you know, just new wheels for the front, or new tires for the front, because my PS4s were going absolutely bald. So I got my buddy Caden here with me, who has actually brought his beautiful M3, and we're gonna have a little golf session until Brock calls us over. What are you thinking we're gonna do?
What did it make before?
We were 840 on 91. Now this isn't really a boost in power. This is to make sure we have consistent power and that power all the time without heat soak. But we will get a little bit of bump because we got better fuel, and more cooling, better cooling. So I think it's gonna be a slight bump.
Around 900, maybe just under.
Yeah, I think so too, on 91.
880.
880 for 91 or 85? There's a difference.
85.
Okay, so 880 on E85. I think that's a good guess. Actually, I don't think that's a good guess because we were 840 on 91. So I'm gonna say 880 on 91 and challenge you to that.
Ooh, that's kind of spicy.
All right, we'll have to see. All right, we just pulled up. The 500 is on the dyno, as you can see. Now it's a little bit messy in here. Brock wanted me to tell all of you they're remodeling in here, so don't say their shop is a mess. They're remodeling, all right? It's gonna look beautiful. I can already see the vision and the plans. But it's sitting on the dyno. I can tell that they've already run some numbers, which you can see over here. I'm not gonna show it quite yet, but can definitely tell that they've already been running some corn. It smells a little corny in here, you know? So I think they're just cooling it off, and then we'll get to watch and see another hit that they do. Super excited. All right, so they said they've got E85 in it right now. Oh boy, this is gonna be loud but glorious. Now I do have my mic up here, so yeah. Dude, that screams! Oh my Lord, that whine. It's so damn loud. And the thing is I only have an X-pipe on there. That's only X-pipe.
You can feel it in the body.
Dude, that kind of hurt. Oh my gosh. All right, so we've got the numbers. We're looking at 876 on 91 and 922 on E85. But this is also wheel. Your guys' dyno is wheel, correct?
Correct. Yes.
It's not a crank horsepower. So pretty saucy. Not a huge increase over what we had before, but what's awesome is the problem I was running into before was heat sink issues. So I'd go out to roll racing, do 2-3 pulls, and you could just tell I was losing a lot of power. So this is gonna be constant and all the time, essentially, correct, with the way that you've got it picked up for pulling?
So it's gonna last longer, maintain more consistent horsepower.
Yeah. So constant, maintain it, and it's gonna be there all the time. So not exactly the 1,000 we were hoping for, but it's okay. This is still very tame, very mild, and we can still go up from here.
Ported blower, bigger throttle body, that's gonna be your next box.
Yep.
And that'll get you close to the 1,000 horsepower range.
Yeah, so there's still so much more that we can do the 500, which still makes me excited, but just where it's at now, I'm super excited to see just a little bit of difference that it makes. It should be very noticeable out at the track on roll racing. All right, first drive in the Shelby since the new tune. Already with the carbon fiber track pack springs, this ride's a little bit stiffer. The height hasn't been changed all that much, the riding height. Ideally, kind of looking at it now, I maybe think I should have gone with coilovers because I was hoping it would tug or tuck a little bit more with the wheels, which it didn't, which isn't terrible. Like for track and daily driving, like it's more than great. Just from aesthetics point of view, it would have been nice. Already off the bat with this new blower, the new lid, wow. You can hear just a lot more mechanical sounds. You can hear the supercharger quite a bit more. And then with the E85, it just, oh, it smells like freedom. It's great. So right now it's showing on just slightly under a full tank. We got 190 miles on E. So that's not terrible, but I also feel like that's with some pretty gracious driving. So we'll see what that tank actually shows with spirited driving, which I'm a little worried about. All right, obligatory underpass sound check. Oh, that picks up so much quicker. It's a little scary. Oh, but it's scary in a good way. It's scary in a good way. Live life on the edge, baby. Live life on the edge. Also going over bumps, I also noticed that the rebound is definitely way different than it was with my stock springs. So I can already tell, like in the track, on the corners and whatnot for the canyons. I just saw 4GT, newer 4GT. Oh my goodness. I want to catch it. It's a whole different car on E85. Oh my gosh. I know the camera probably isn't picking that up, but man, it's spooling up, you know, and then you let off and it's like, oh, that's a terrible way. You know, that's exactly how it sounds, all right? I'm not just being weird or anything. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. I've missed this car so much. What is it? It's a 3. It's a GT3. Is that? I was correct. Do you see how there's no car right here? That's a good sign. That means my wife isn't home, which also means that I'm now able to talk about all the parts and the price breakdown for everything that we did. Let's go ahead and get into each part and the pricing for it. Now, some of these I don't actually know what they are, but I don't have to worry about it because Brock's a good guy, he's trustworthy. So I know that whatever is on here is what was necessary for what we were hoping to accomplish, which we did, and that's what's on this list right here. So let's get into it. First, we have the SPE thermostat GT500. Once again, I don't know what that is. That was $100. Next, we have the VMP Street intercooler brick. This is the best part of the whole build because that is what's keeping my engine and all my internals and all that much cooler and running a lot better. That was a pricey one. That was $1,029. And I know this doesn't zoom in and focus really well, so I apologize. Next, we have the really cool shark predator lid on there, which is funny because shark, snake, yeah, anywho. But that was $999, so just under $1,000. Obviously, coolant, that's necessary, $21.99. Next, we have the 2020 Plus Carbon Track Pack Magna Ride Springs at $700. I wanted these specifically because I still wanted my Magna Ride suspension, so I still had the option to go through my different suspension modes and all that. And when talking to Brock, he says, for what I'm wanting, track-wise, canyon-wise, you know, stiffening it up, making the rebound a little bit better for stuff like that, it's perfect. Ideally, I would have liked to have adjustable so I could have a little bit better tuck, so there's not as much as a wheel gap right there from what you see. That was the hope. Didn't happen, but that's fine. Next, we have the fuel rail and line kit, $385. ID 1300 injectors, because obviously for an engine like this, to run as efficient and as well as it does, and to give it the best amount of horsepower and the best chance it's got, it needs lots and lots and lots of fuel. And that's what you get with the ID 1300 injectors. Those were $1,700. And then next you have the tuning device, which is sitting in the passenger seat. Of course, to switch between tunes, $250. And then, you know, we have everything else here. And this wasn't part of it until I dropped off the car and realized that my front tires were basically bald. So obviously we needed to get some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which were $569 a piece at $1,138. And then they obviously need to put some E85 in there to make sure, you know, that it could run the test that it needed to do, which was $7.99 a gallon for 15 gallons, which sold $111.85. So the total for the springs and the cooling mods, which we did here, was $7,621.41. For the tires and the fuel, it then added to the final total with taxes, which was $9,656.69. Oh boy, does that hurt. Now, luckily we're able to kind of break down a little bit of labor and taxes as well. So labor was $2,442.50. Parts was $6,486.82. And then because we live in the glorious, glorious United States, taxes, my favorite. Tax at 7.25%, $647.37, which honestly was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. But I figured you all wanted to see kind of a price breakdown of all the parts that we ordered, all the parts that we put on, and what got us to the numbers that got us to the numbers. Yeah. All right, well that's gonna do it for the video. There's just nothing more therapeutic than cleaning your own car. And I know in the last video I said I could probably part ways with the GT500 just because I'm having so much fun with the GT4, but that's just because I couldn't drive it. I mean, honestly, can you really get over this? And the camera probably couldn't pick that up, but man, it just sounds so good. Man, it'd be a hard way to part ways with this car, and I don't think I will. There's so much more that we can do and will do with this car, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to live life on the edge. Stay safe out there. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.